Like, oh my gosh, like, these far-right conservative bigots are the reason why my show got canceled. Like, oh my gosh, like, don't you love the way that I talk? Like, doesn't it sound like I'm so rich because I talk like this? And doesn't it sound like I'm the best thing ever because this is the way I talk and I sound so cool. Apparently, there was a Star Wars show that went on for a season and they didn't renew it for a second season. Okay, and apparently it was like the first like all gay Star Wars show or something like what nobody wants to watch. And the lead main actress came out with her oh my gosh, her vocal fry voice, like trying to talk like a valley girl. Like, I don't use social media that much anymore because, I'm too cool for school and I don't know what they're saying. But it's the conservative bigots, the far right, why our show got canceled. Like, she sounded like a freaking dummy. Like, if I heard that voice, I would have, like, within the first 5 minutes, I would have just cut off. I'm sure she don't sound like that on, the show, but, like, her real life voice is, like, arrogant and, like, she thinks she's, like, all that. It's, like, so crazy. But anyway, apparently the show got canceled and she comes out on a video, and I saw a little bit of the video, and she was talking about how, oh, it's because of bigotry. Wouldn't it be great to just like to be able to like just blame all your problems, like anything that fails or just doesn't work? Oh, well, I didn't get into college. Bigotry. Oh, well, you know, I didn't score good on the test. Hatred. Oh, well, I didn't, get that job of CEO that I'm not qualified for. Oh, racism. Like, it's such nonsense. I would love to see her diary and to see like all whenever she fails, like what she blames it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of reasons why things fail. It's not just because of bigotry. It's not just because, of hatred or racism. I mean, apparently there was a lot of LGBT people who didn't even like the show. Okay, when you're not being entertained, you're just being fed this propaganda. It's like nobody wants to watch that. I mean, whether it's like Christian, I'm Christian, whether it's Christian or like LGBT or whatever, if it's propaganda and it's so obvious, which a lot of times it is, people don't want to watch it. People just want to be entertained. They don't want this stuff shoved in their face every 2 seconds. Oh, well, we only represent 0.1% of the population, but, in TV and movies, we're like, 10% of the population. It's like, what? That doesn't make any sense. They're like so overrepresented, and it's so obvious that a lot of it's propaganda that people don't want to watch it. Okay, it's not necessarily that they're conservative or far right or bigots or hate. They have hate or they're racist or whatever. It's not, doesn't necessarily have to be that. Just like any other problem or failure, it doesn't necessarily mean it's because of hatred or bigotry or whatever. I'm sure there's people who, are bigots or have hatred, but these terms are just tossed around so much they just lose their meaning. They don't even mean anything anymore because any failure, anything, it's always bigotry, hatred, racism. That's the top three they always go to, and people are just getting fed up. Like, no, it has nothing to do with that. It's like, it's just this nonsense you're pushing in people's face. Like, oh my gosh, like, I don't even really use like social media anymore. Like, what is with this voice that these gals use? Like, they think they feel like it. I guess it makes them feel like they're like something better or they have money, or because it's like all these gals do it. Like, oh my gosh, like, it's because of bigotry and hatred. It's like, you sound stupid. Like, talk like a normal human being. Stop, like, frying your voice and stop having a stupid Valley Girl accent, and maybe people will take you more seriously. Okay, anyway, I don't know. I never watched the show. I stopped watching Star Wars, you know. It's like everything they destroy, everything that has culture, they inject all their sickness into it, and I stopped watching a long time ago. What they do is they get people addicted to something. Like the first season of a TV show is like, oh, it's so good, and then the next season they just inject all this nonsense, and I have to stop watching. Not that I've watched any TV shows in a very, very long time, but I remember how it happened. And now they do it with all this other stuff, Star Wars, Marvel, like all that. It's just they just get people addicted, and then they inject all this stuff and just want people to scarf it down. And we don't want that. We don't want that stuff. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Peace.